Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unleashed Conversations. So, today we are going to talk about support systems, and we're going to talk about what that looks like and what a lot of people don't want to talk about because that's very important. And sometimes the people that we expect to support us,
Right.
they don't.
Mm.
And we want to know, or we're going to talk about the difference between having that support system and who we should be expecting us. We're going to start that over again because now I'm getting tongue tied.
That's right.
All right.
Who should be supporting us and who ain't?
And who ain't?
Mhm.
Who ain't?
Who ain't.
So today we're going to be talking about support systems and what that looks like. And sometimes the people that we expect to support us, they don't. So we're going to be talking about those feelings and what we should be expecting. And we're going to unpack all that today in today's conversations of Unleashed Conversations. And I double did that, but it's okay.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I think
So
it flew well.
It flew well.
It flew well. I almost said flowed well. It flowed well.
Y'all, let's get into it.
Friday, the world is loud, but my voice is louder. Hey, yeah. Tapping Unleash, conversation starts now.
You got to keep that in there. It can't
that was
always be
good.
perfect, right?
That's it. Unscripted. Weren't we just talking about that?
We were.
They want to see us authentic. Let's do it. You
It
flowed
is
up
what
in
it
here,
is.
didn't you? You flowed up in here.
Y'all know I stutter.
Look, I be mixing up my own words, making up words myself.
So today I am joined with Allie Mae again. Welcome her back, you guys.
Hi,
She
guys.
is back, and we are going to talk about support systems. And we're going to talk about the topics or situations where a lot of people, they kind of stray away from it. But we're going to talk about that today. So when we get into it, I first want to ask you, Allie Mae, what does support system mean to you personally?
It's, for me, it is a basis of people I can rely on that's got my back, that when I'm low, they're going to build me back up. They're going to say, hey, girl, I know the shadow's getting you right now, but don't worry. You can do whatever you set your mind to, you know. Comes in a couple different packs and sizes, but, you know, that's what a support system is. We all need support systems. We all need people that's got our back. And when you're in the entertainment industry or an artist of any genre, you need it. You got to have it.
Right. So with that being said, so the people, who did you expect to support you throughout your journey in the music industry or in entertainment industry?
To make me feel accepted and understood, I wanted my friends, my close friends, and my close family to get my back. I think who you think are your close friends end up really shining through. You get to really see who's got your back and who doesn't, and who's on board with your vision, who's on board with your message, you know. That shines through. And I thought some people were going to that didn't. And then the complete opposite is people you didn't expect to do.
Mm-hmm.
It balances out, but
Yeah. with the ones that you expected to support you, like, how did it make you feel?
When the ones that I expected that didn't, it made me feel that all up in my shadows, all up in there, girl. I felt a little bit of abandonment. I felt a little bit of having to prove my worth, prove my value. Went back through some stuff that I had already kind of learned before in the past, but had to hit it on a whole new platform, whole new level. It quickly showed me who really cared and why they cared. And man.
But do you think that was actually the situation? Like, did they really didn't care? Or what was it something else? I mean, I guess that's the whole thing of, you know, who you expect to support you and they really don't.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, before we actually doing this on the podcast, we talked a little bit about that behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And we talked about the people that we think are the closest to us, right? And they're supposed to support us. Sometimes they don't for various reasons. They don't because they know us.
Right. They saw me a shit show yesterday. They're like, girl.
but you know, it's not a bad thing. But you know, I guess they judge because they do know you, and probably they judge and they don't really understand.
Yeah. Maybe they
The
don't take the
passion.
time to truly see from my view of what I'm trying to create,
Mhm.
or from the artist's view. But that's part of the thing, you know, that's part of individual passions are based upon an artistic expression. So what I'm expressing, it might not sit with you. You might have never understood it from this perspective. And it's why art sells the way it does. You know, you have a painting in a gallery and 100 people walk by, but that 101st person's like, oh my gosh, I have to have that in my bedroom because I collect this or because it fits with my style. And you're not selling to those other 100 people. They weren't your people. You're selling to that other one, you know?
Mhm.
You're creating for them to experience and hoping that someone else is going to see your vision.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, you know, I guess it could be so many different scenarios. So like we want those people closest to us to support us,
Right.
but because they don't feel the same way that we feel, it's not going to look the same, even though we want it to look the same because we're so passionate about what we're doing. We want you to have that same feeling that we have, but it's not for everybody. And it might not be for them. That could be the case. It could be jealousy. It could be so many different scenarios of why the people like closest to you may not support you.
And it's hard not to get in your feelings when that happens. It's hard to not let your shadows resurface.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably a good part of the system in a way because it makes you sit with it. You know me and my brand and how I feel. It makes you sit with it. So I think it's kind of healthy for you, even though it's unhealthy at the exact same time. Like it's healthy for you to be like, man, all these people that I thought were going to support me aren't actually supporting me. So now I got to support myself and dive into my self-love and know that, yes, I thought this person was going to have my back and be out here repping my brand and helping me with my stuff, just like I was with theirs. But it's not the same way when it comes around, right? Mm-hmm. So if you can find the balance, right, and know that, hey, I guess overall you don't really know until you know. You got to ride it. So to me, it's kind of a good thing because it teaches me to go back and sit with my shadows, and I like that. But the problem is most people don't like it.
No, most people don't. They can't take that.
Nope.
And like you said, they get into their feelings and they sit in those feelings because, you know, they're wondering why. Like, you know, what did they do? Or why am I not getting this love? You know, I showed love. Why can't they show the same love back? And a lot of people don't understand, like, nobody's gonna really do like how you do. You have those same expectations, and then when it's not reciprocated, you feel some type of way. But it's like, if we can get out of our feelings and be like, that's just how the world is. Like the way that you feel about something or the way that you are loyal or go hard for somebody else, it may not be reciprocated the same way. And I guess, you know, you have to be okay with it, or you just have to step back. It's essential. You have to make it at the end of the day if you expect the same type of expectations back and you don't get it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. That does.
And the other thing that I realized, because I will say for me in general, when it comes to a support system, and I've told this story a million times, like when I first started the magazine, the layout, it sucked really bad. And I tell it, it's true. It sucked. My magazine.
You gotta have somewhere to grow, right?
I didn't know what I was doing. I knew what my vision was. I knew where I wanted to go with it. And instead of me saying, I need to learn all these parts before I start, I just kind of dived into it, because if I kept waiting,
you're never going to do it.
I was never going to do it. Right. So I jumped into this because I had this passion and I know what I wanted to do. I'm like, I want to create a magazine. Didn't know the first thing about creating a magazine, the layout, how it's supposed to look. It sucked.
Right.
But people still supported. Like, they supported me, and I am so appreciative of it. Yeah. And I'm still appreciative of it. And I still have my biggest supporters.
They saw your vision.
They saw it.
You know?
Yeah. And, you know, my closest friends, they've always been supporters. But then you have those ones that, you know, they supported you at the beginning, and then things start to fall off. And then those feelings start to come back, like, what did I do?
Yeah, there's a shadow again knocking on the door. Hey, girl, how you doing?
Yeah, what did I do?
It's hard not to feel that, though, isn't it? But that's why a support system there. When you get sad because your husband treats you wrong or your friend did something, you call somebody. Typically, you got someone you're gonna vent to. You got someone who's gonna be like, "Girl, I can't believe they did that." But listen, you got to get your shit together. You got this.
Mhm.
That's what a support system is. That's love. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? For your vision, your passion. You don't get that all the time. And when people don't have it, I feel like they fail. I feel like they get scared and they drop out, or they let it crumble around them and they don't dig their heels in. You
Right.
gotta have that.
Right.
Not give up.
Or even when you did have the support and it starts to drop off, it's like, how do you still move forward? Seeing
having
that, seeing that
Yeah.
little by little, the people that was behind you are like no longer there. So it goes to, okay, what am I doing wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Did I do something to them?
Right.
And so that's when you have to like sit for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been learning this lately, how to pivot.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, let me look at my model. Let me look at what I'm doing. Because we was talking about, is it boring? Because you was talking about, is this something that so repetitive and it's boring? Like you're not up to date with it. You know, that could be the case.
Yes.
The reality is people don't want to accept that your shit's boring at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
If the car lot sold the same car every time, they'd stop buying.
Yeah.
They change the model, the look, the size, as part of sales. Right.
Right. So you have to look at that, and do you need to pivot what you're doing? That's one scenario.
Yeah.
Then you have another scenario. Are these people falling off because life is lifing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you don't know people's situation and what's going on with them, and they probably have a situation going on where they maybe not be on social media all the time, or you know, just have situations going on at home, and so you're not going to see that same support for whatever reason. Maybe, you know,
and that's not personal.
It's not personal,
but it's hard to not take it personal,
right? Because you don't know,
right?
Because you're not there,
right?
You know, people's lives change just like that, and they have to. That's more important now. Not saying I was important at the beginning, but what I'm saying is, you know, when you have these life situations that happen, your focus is now completely on that particular situation.
Yeah.
So people have to be understanding that people be going through stuff.
They have priorities.
Right.
Yeah.
And so sometimes maybe if you see that people are falling off or you don't hear from them like you used to, maybe check in on them.
Yeah.
You know, not because you not support me no more.
But like,
but
hey,
as
man, I saw you were doing this and you're not no more. Everything good?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and maybe that's how you get out of your feelings, because like I said, you never know what somebody is going through. Because there's been many times where, you know, I haven't heard from anyone for years, and then I hear from them again, and then they'll tell me something that they had been going through the whole time.
And you had no idea the whole time.
You had no idea.
Sitting thinking, damn, what did I do? Did I say something? Or what were the last conversations we had? You know, going through your own stuff, feeling like you did something wrong.
Right.
But in reality, no.
Right.
That's 100% an option.
Very much so. So, you know, you have that particular situation. And so then you have, when we talk about the support system, we also talk about people that's not closest to you support you. And why is that?
Yeah.
And it's like, how can I say it? Those people that haven't followed you or that are not close to you, well, because we talked about this before, and now it's not that I got a brain fog, but I'm trying to say it right. Is because, you know, those might be your people, like, because everybody has different vision.
Your people at first, you thought your people are going to be your friends who know you and support you this whole time, but really, it's these other people that see your vision in a completely different way.
Exactly. And those are the folks that's going to support you the most because they understand it better. And it's usually the outsiders, you know, because you never know what they're going through and how your mission is helping them, whatever you're doing.
Right.
So that's why, you know, they always say, and actually this comes to having cliques, right? Because I always say, when you're in cliques, you kind of miss your blessings. Because you're always inside of this one circle and you don't know there's so much more outside the circle, but because you're so into this clique, you don't see it.
Right.
So that's just like with the supporters. Like once you see these are outsiders, like these are outside support, that should open your brain up. Like, let me get out this clique. Not saying this clique is going to disappear.
Right.
But
still a part of me.
It's still a part of me.
Right.
But there's more to what I want to do than what's inside this circle.
Yeah, that's a great perspective, because when I shared a video the other day, and I boosted it, and I always boost my videos so I can try to get more followers for my content. And I noticed a day or two after boosting, I would get a significant amount of people that would like my regular post or something like that. That wasn't necessarily what I would expect to get more views on or more attention on. And all of a sudden I'd have, 80% of these people are followers, but not my friends, people that I don't really know. And, there's a flip to both sides of that. There's like, damn, these people don't even know me and they're out here supporting me. My friends ain't supporting me over here. Ain't none of my friends shared it, but these guys did. But then there's also that, I'm making a reach outside of these people, and these people actually like what I'm doing. I mean, we're making our art for our own artistic expression, but also it's for the people that see that as well, for the people that believe or support the same type of mentality or vision. You make a painting that's this one type of thing. Not everyone's going to buy that painting. Not, a lot of people aren't going to like it, and that you have to be okay with people not liking your stuff.
Right.
There's a part of, I think, humbleness that comes along with. That's where I was saying I kind of like sitting with my shadow when the stuff comes about, like how I flip it, because if I don't, I'd give up. I'd crumble. I'm a little, baby sometimes, but digging your heels in and not letting that happen is part of that.
That's true. That's true. And so you had that perspective. And then what a lot of people don't want to talk about is when you're not on the up and up.
Yeah, when you're doing stuff you shouldn't be doing.
But you're in this denial part, or you don't think that people know that you're not on the up and up. And that's the reality of it too.
Yeah.
It's reality. Some people are not on the up and up. And that's why and others see it and they don't support you anymore. So you have so many different scenarios of why you may have supporters versus non-supporters. And if you wasn't on the up and up at the beginning, say for instance, your family and your friends won't support you.
Right.
Because maybe they see that in the past you haven't been on the up and up. So they don't really trust what you're doing.
Right. They're like, sure.
It's a judgment thing, you just, I guess, have to prove yourself, or you just have to find your outside. But as long as you acknowledge and you know that you ain't shit, what I'm saying?
Right. You're like, look, if I can do it, I promise you can. Trust me, because I'm saying I'm doing, Trust me, if I can do this, you can. I'm a shit show.
No, but it's just acknowledging whether you need to pivot because you are bored and you're doing repetitive stuff. Whether it's you're not on the up and up and you have this reputation that you're not on up and up, and so people are judging you, and so you have outsiders because they don't know you that are supporting you until they know otherwise,
till they learn the deets.
So you have that situation, and then you just have the situation of people's lives change throughout the years, and so your life be life, and so you're gonna have certain people that drop off along the way, and it's not to, like you said, nothing personal against you in general. It's just folks go through things.
You know what else? Something we didn't think of. What about, let's use Michael Jackson for a scenario real quick. He was really big, well, he's always been really big, but he was really big in tabloids just a few weeks ago when all the Epstein stuff has been it's been big for a while now, but it's been really big all over social media. And you look at him where the media flipped what things were. The government flipped what things were for him. And there was a lot of people that, jumped right on the bandwagon, jumped right on that. And that's another part of what, another perspective that we haven't thought about, where things can be made to view as one way, but they're not actually what they are.
True. Yes.
And, I have a 1% rule. I know you've heard me talk about it before, but my 1% rule is I can feel like I know everything. I'm 99% sure. You're real sure about it, but you got to leave that 1% rule, because there's something you don't know. There's something you might have been missing out on. Little did we know, Michael Jackson was out there trying to save everybody, was trying to tell everybody about the stuff. Michael Jackson was trying to say, hey, they're doing some crazy stuff over here, but yet they flipped it on him to make him look like he was the bad guy. That stuff happens too, and that's a whole nother part of the perspectives that I think gets overlooked a lot, that people just follow the crowd.
Yes, they do. Instead of actually having your or forming your own opinion, you go
Mhm.
by the opinions of the majority.
The mass opinion rather than
Yeah.
actually doing your research or educating yourself on the topic.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you didn't see it with your own eyes, and,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, don't assume
Right.
anything.
Yep. You done said it. Man, outside of you,
You
and
and me,
me.
right? But if you didn't see it with your own eyes, don't judge somebody.
Yeah.
You know, don't do that to them.
And even when you do see something or feel something with your, like, you still have to give a benefit of the doubt sometimes. You can still, like, not that you can't be like, all right, there's a hard line where we know, even if you got the 1%, it's not a real strong 1% because what I saw the other percentage was, right? But sometimes that's not the case. And it's got to be left open for, I think, at least, and I like to say, leave a space for that. Leave a space for the 1%. You never know.
So tell everybody what you was telling me earlier about being in your feelings and how to move on from it. Like, because you were saying how long you should be in your feelings and move on from it.
Yeah, I got a 15-minute rule. I got lots of rules. Lots of little things I've learned, little tools and tactics along the way. But one of them is a 15-minute rule. I try not to, once I'm aware that I'm being sad or upset or negative or in a feeling or vibration that I don't like, right? Once I notice it. Sometimes it happens really quick. Sometimes it takes a little bit. The more I practice it, the quicker I get to a response time. But once I'm aware that I'm being negative or I'm being upset or I'm sad or angry, I have 15 minutes to get through that. 15 minutes to do whatever I need to do. Cry about it, be angry about it, call somebody a bitch about it, whatever it is. I got 15 minutes. But once that 16-minute hits, I have to force myself to now say, okay, what is this doing for me? How is this benefiting me? Am I going to stay here? Do I want to take another 15 minutes? Because this is the end of where I'm supposed to be at. At this point, I've done acknowledge there's an issue. If I don't have a solution for it by the end of my 15 minutes, or I can't fix it after the end of my 15 minutes, you got to let it go and you got to move on. And like you said, pivot. You find the new option. What are we doing? Okay, well, that's not working. You know,
right?
Or this wasn't a solution here. What else can we look at? And then sometimes leave it alone. Walk away from it and try something new put on a whole new perspective and let that sit for a minute until you figure it out. It'll come to you eventually. Or maybe it's not supposed to be there at all. You know, but I try to sit with things for 15 minutes and tell myself at the end of that 15 minutes, we're pivoting. We're doing something different. We're done with it. It's not going to control me. It doesn't get to live here. It can come and visit because I learned something from it usually. Right. What am I learning from this? So where did I go wrong? You know, did I do something? I evaluate it in that time frame and then I move on. And it was a tip that I got from therapy a long time ago. When people have anxiety or they tend to obsess over things or get, you know, really kind of in the thinkers, you know what I mean? The people that are overthinking things to death. When you get to those moments, you've got to know yourself. I know I will pick apart something piece by piece by piece. And it's not healthy for me all the time. Sometimes it's a benefit and I can do a lot of good stuff with it, but sometimes it's not. So I have to have something that keeps me in check because I'm not letting my shadows drive. They don't get to, they're going to chat. No, I'm not going to get nowhere. You gotta let the light come in and feel what you're trying to do with purpose. You know? Right. So 15 minutes, 16 minutes, we're done with it. And if I got to start another clock on 15 minutes, we're not going to be a good day. Might as well just go home and go to bed.
So if somebody's watching this right now and they feel that their support system isn't showing up the way that they want to, like what do you want them to remember about that?
Choose who chooses you. Choose who chooses you. When you are out there selling your art, I don't care if you're a painter, a writer, a rapper, whatever it is. You choose who chooses you. You perform for those who show up. You create for those who show up. We're not worrying about who's not here for us to support us. And if you don't have anybody, you be your somebody. And I mean, eventually you being your somebody creates authenticity and you're going to find your people. They will come to you.
And it might not be the people that's closest to you.
It may not be the people who you thought.
And you have to be okay with that.
You have to be okay with that. And know that when you're in alignment and you're truly centered on what you're being authentic about in life with your purpose, soul-driven purpose, the people that are supposed to be there are going to be there.
Yes.
They're going to come right back into line.
Correct.
And I think a lot of people get so worried about the control aspect of it, of, oh, I need this, I want this, I have to have this. No, you think you need and you want that. When reality is you need to create and do what you're supposed to do, and the rest
And
will
the people
fall
will
in
follow.
line.
Yep.
Yeah, choose
Exactly.
who chooses you.
Exactly.
Don't worry about who's not choosing you, because otherwise you're going to live in your shadows on repeat,
Exactly.
doing your 15-minute rules every day, every time. And I don't have time for that.
So all in all, we know support sometimes doesn't come from where you expect it to be.
You know,
It will probably come from the outside. Be okay with that. You have to be okay with
You
that.
have to.
Because if you stay in that position, it's just going to eat at you, because those people are not going to change.
nope.
You have to change because you see what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So you see it, pivot from it,
Yep.
be in your feelings for 15 minutes.
Sit there for a minute. Let us see what it looks like.
Minute 16.
Yep. Time's up.
Time's
Ding, ding,
up.
ding, ding, ding. Alarm's going off. Time to go.
Because like she said, the people that's supposed to be there will come,
Mm-hmm.
and it might not be the people that's closest to you. It'll be strangers, complete strangers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay, because those are the folks that are in line with what your vision is. So if you have a vision that you're pursuing, always say, continue to do it.
Yeah.
And the people, like she said, the people that are supposed to be there,
They'll
they
be
will
there.
come.
They'll be there.
They'll come.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our message for today.
I love it.
Straight to the point,
That's
right?
it. That's it. I love it.
All right, y'all. This is Unleashed Conversations, another episode. Until next time with Ellie Mae.
Have a great day.